Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and I'm joined once again by Dr. Ashley Lucas, founder of PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. Dr. Ashley is someone I have so much admiration for. She's helped thousands achieve their weight loss goals and reclaim their health. And of course, I happen to be one of them, as many of you have been so kind to notice. I've shed several LBs myself in the past year, over 60 pounds, and that's all due to PhD weight loss. It's so important that we all regain sovereignty over our health so as not to be, fat and happy drones easily manipulated by the powers that be. And I can honestly say, and Dr. Ashley knows exactly what I'm talking about here. I can literally say I've never felt better and younger than I have in years. And it's great to share this amazing discovery I made with all of you. Dr. Ashley and I are actually doing a Q&A session together that you can register for by clicking on the link below. It's on July the 19th. And we'll give you some more info on that in due course. So Dr. Ashley, welcome back. Great to see you again.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me. And
Oh,
congratulations.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Well, I could not have done it without you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have to say, one of the things that's so fascinating to me about PhD weight loss and nutrition is how educational it is. And of course, I'm a bit biased with that. When I first heard PhD in the name, I was particularly drawn to that. I knew this was going to be, a scientific approach, a study based approach. But when I first started my weight loss journey, I have to admit, I went in thinking, oh, come on, how hard can this be? I mean, it's just calories in, calories out. But what I learned from my counselor, Anna, and that's the other neat part about this, gang, if you don't know about PhDs, you get a personal coach throughout the process. But
Right.
she immediately made it clear that it's actually much, much deeper than just
Mhm.
calories in, calories out. Could you elaborate on that a bit for us?
Yeah, so everyone thinks that it's all about just eating less and moving more, but we know that the body is actually much more complicated than that. We're not run by calorie sensors. We've got emotions, we've got the mental and habit behavior that have been ingrained in us for years. Got body chemistry, our metabolism, and
Mhm.
our physiology. So, yeah, just like Anna, your counselor, mentioned and has been teaching you along the way, that it's not just about moving more and consuming less. Oftentimes, when we go to the doctor, that's what they tell us we need to do. They say that we've just got excess fat on us because we're eating too much and we need to stick less in our mouths. But it's much more complicated than that. And it makes me very frustrated when I hear over and over people just say, you need to eat everything in moderation. It's all about balance. That really isn't the ticket to success for most people.
No, especially I forget where I came across the saying "hunger always wins."
Mhm.
You know,
That's true.
when this is just a matter of just deprivation and in both ways, deprivation in terms of not eating, and then deprivation of, I don't know, being able to just relax by having to go out and push your body. It's
Mhm.
hunger always seems to win. That's what was amazing about PhD. I have to say is I
Mhm.
wasn't hungry all the time. Can you give us a little bit of an insight into that? How you were able to, how I was able to maintain a level of satiation throughout the day that made this very easy.
Yeah, you know what we do instead of restricting calories, we shift what you're eating and we take all of the guesswork out of it. So, what we did for you, Dr. Turley, is we created that customized meal plan where we told you exactly when, what, and how much to eat. And
Right.
everybody is different. So, everyone's meal plan looks different. But the way that we structure it allows the body to start burning fat for fuel. And nearly every cell in our body prefers to burn that fuel source, but we just don't let it because of how we've been told to eat. We've been told to eat from the dietary guidelines, which are pretty bogus. Actually, it doesn't work for the majority of us.
Right.
We're told to eat specific amount of carbohydrates and not enough protein and avoid fat. We've been told that if we eat fat, we get fat or we get heart disease, when actually that's not the true science behind the way that food operates in our body. And so, by really listening to our systems and customizing the meal plan and telling you exactly what to eat and when, we can get that body into that state of fat burn that feels so good. And
Right.
most people feel better energy right away, mental clarity, they reduce inflammation, and as a result of reducing inflammation, we can let go of a whole host of negative health consequences. Like we can put type 2 diabetes into remission, we can lower blood pressure, which I think we've helped you do. Is that true?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah, I got taken off the med. Yeah.
That's exciting. And that's not necessarily the weight loss, definitely helps, but shifting the metabolism into this natural state of how the body actually wants to operate is the ticket to success for this.
You alluded to it there, but in terms of weight loss benefits, I mean, you've talked about some very, I mean, wonderful prospects like type 2 diabetes reversal. Again, I've seen it my own case with lowered blood pressure,
Mm.
lowered cholesterol levels. Talk to us about particularly the reversal of type 2 diabetes. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, for most people, I'd say the majority of folks we see who come in with type 2 diabetes, we're able to put it into remission. And we
Mm,
can do that really quickly. I was just chatting with a client. His name's John, and he's about 60 years old. And he was on about 40 to 50 units of insulin a day when he came to see us. And he was just feeling tired and achy and sick of being dependent on insulin, didn't want to spend the money anymore, was ready to make a big change. And so he dove in. He did exactly what we told him to do, no different than what you're doing. And within probably 2 to 3 days, he was able to cut that insulin in half. Within a week, he was able to cut it down to only on a third.
wow.
And within 3, 4 weeks, he was completely off of insulin altogether. And here he was told by his physicians that it's this chronic progressive disease, that there is just going to continue to get worse. And he was able to put that into remission within a month of making changes. And a
Wow.
lot of us think that it's either we're stuck in our ways, or if we're going to make changes, it's going to be painful and we're going to feel deprived and restricted. But it's not that way. It's pretty painless, and you're
Right.
not hungry, and you don't have cravings, and you feel great. It's a win-win, really. And so I just want you to know, if anyone's watching this and you're struggling with type 2 diabetes, that you can make a change. If you don't put it into remission by 100%, you're definitely going to improve it significantly. And even if you have type 1 diabetes, we can help you reduce your insulin and medication needs significantly as well. So there is hope no matter what you're struggling with.
Yeah, it's so interesting. My wife and I had a good friend who was an ear, nose, throat a doctor at Johns
Mm.
Hopkins medical facilities when we were down in Baltimore at Hopkins. And I remember him saying to us that the first thing he does with all his patients, without exception, when they come and visit him, and again, this is an ear, nose, throat doctor, first
Mm.
thing he has them all do is they have to lose some weight.
Yeah,
They've
isn't
got to
that
lose
wild?
weight. And he said just that alone offers so many health benefits. I
Hmm.
mean, I remember, I think I had passed the 30-pound mark when I remember, I never imagined actually how young I would feel. It's a straight, I regained a physical mobility I hadn't had in years. I mean, I'm talking things as simple as just tying my shoelaces.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Right? It suddenly
Yeah.
wasn't, I wasn't sweating anymore after doing it, you
Feeling
know?
dizzy, lightheaded after
Oh,
standing up.
yes, absolutely. After I need to sit down for 5 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm not even, people I know out there know exactly what we're talking about here.
Hmm.
Yeah. Give us a sense of some of the other just the unexpected health benefits that come simply from losing weight.
I mean, it impacts every aspect of your life. It impacts your mood for sure. I
Yeah.
always hear that people are just in a better mood and
Yeah.
feel like they get along with people a little bit more easy, which
Yeah.
is important during these times. I think that we can
That's right.
be friendly with people, better relationships with people. Better, they can be a better mom. They can be a better dad. They can be a better grandparent. They can get up and down off the ground with
Yeah.
those who they're, the kids that are around them in the community.
Yeah.
Just walking in and carrying groceries inside and up the
Yeah.
stairs if the kitchen is upstairs. Those little things that we take for granted are huge. I think
Right.
the relationship part is big for me when I hear that they have deeper relationships with their spouses. That's what life is about. Life is about relationship, community, and love. And if people can um, increase that through dropping weight. I mean, who would have thought it? Let
Yeah.
alone reversing diseases like we said, hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, we sleep apnea. That is
Mm,
huge
yeah.
for mental health and actually your brain health. If you don't sleep well and it's undiagnosed, that's a huge issue for your brain health as you continue to age. And
Right.
we see people reverse sleep apnea and get rid of their CPAP machine very quickly. And that's by reducing inflammation and also the force off of the neck. And I think you shared with me, Dr. Turley, that snoring shifted for you. And then I think your relationship probably got stronger as you didn't snore.
I just the joke is my wife. She said this was worth the whole ordeal. No,
Mhm.
it was worth the whole thing just to get me to stop finally snoring. And I don't snore anymore. She was talking to somebody else about it just the other day. His snoring is good. So yes, so so it doesn't just help my health; it helps hers, so she can
That's
sleep
right.
through the night. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, joint pain, that can go away. We have a lot of physicians who refer clients our way because they see the impact that we can create without any surgical or significant intervention to speak of.
Right.
And so
Right.
this orthopedic surgeon sent his client over, Bart, and he thought he was going to have to get surgery on his knee from arthritic pain. 6 weeks later, no significant pain in his knee, a little bit of pain when he slept, and then 6 weeks more, no pain at all, and didn't need knee surgery. We have people come in with autoimmune conditions and they think that all the symptoms they're experiencing is from this autoimmune condition. And maybe 2/3 of them go away.
Right.
And so it just allows us to deal with things. Our tolerance level increases when our weight is where it needs to be for our unique structure.
Mm, wow. Gang, remember we have a big Q&A session coming up. I told you about just the two of us, Dr. Ashley and myself. It's going to be off of YouTube, so no censorship issues or anything like that. We could discuss the nitty-gritty of how I started this weight loss journey and how I want every member of my audience to feel emboldened to retake sovereignty over their health. Gang, I lost over 60 pounds with this program. I can jog again. I haven't jogged in years. Long distances too. I did 10 miles this last week.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, I used to try. I used to run a lot when I was younger, and then whenever I tried when I was heavy, I'm just the physical stress with all the extra weight, it used to be way too much for my body. So
Yeah.
and I'm finding it's reciprocal too, right? Obviously, the more weight I lose, the more active I can be,
Hmm.
which means I can burn off more fat, which means I lose more weight and the
That's
like.
right.
So it's really awesome. But I know there are some out there who are thinking, all right, that's great for you, Dr. Steve and Dr. Ashley, but how do I know this is for me? So
Mhm.
is PhD weight loss and nutrition something anyone out there can really achieve?
I mean, if you have a desire to make a change in your life, if your desire to change significantly outweighs your desire to stay the same, then you can do it.
Yeah, that's
you know
key.
you can drop the weight for the rest of your life and you can keep it off simply because you want to, but you've got to have a really strong why. That desire, you have to be at threshold where you're ready, you're willing, you're radically open minded to letting us help you. And that's
Right.
how you came in, Dr.
That's
Turley.
right.
You were just
That's
at
right.
threshold and you had a
Mhm.
why. So if you got that, then you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And even for maintenance, that was an interesting thing.
Hmm.
Where you guys had us write out some paperwork, a letter to the self and to
That's right.
myself and the like of just reminding myself of my commitment that I made
Hmm.
10 months ago now,
That's right.
and so that we can maintain the weight, which I've been able to do for these 5 weeks, I must say, which I'm very excited. You have to
You
understand,
should
gang.
be.
I was telling Dr. Ash, I feel like I'm reporting to the chancellor of the college here. So I have to show my progress report here. You and I are doing a live Q&A. It's July 19th, 3 p.m. Eastern. So again, just click on the link below to register. Dr. Ashley, can you give us just a bit of a sneak peek on some of the things you'll be covering in that Q&A?
Yeah, of course. I like to talk about the myths, the common misconceptions been given around nutrition and weight loss. So we'll talk about those and we'll debunk them. why exercise might or might not be the best tool for
Right.
dropping weight, what to eat for breakfast. Breakfast, we've been told, is the most important meal of the day, when actually that's just a marketing claim by Kellogg to sell more of his cereals in the 1940s. And then it's become just science when it really isn't the case. So I want to help educate people on why what they're eating for breakfast is likely keeping them fat and sick, and what they should do instead. And your protein requirements, what you should be eating as you continue to age to support muscle mass, because muscle mass is our metabolic currency. It's a marker for longevity. And most often, as we age, we drop muscle. I want to explain why that is and what you should be eating throughout the day for that.
Oh, gang, it's gonna be me. This is awesome. This is stuff I've been diving into these last 10 months, and it really is going to change your life. That is a promise. Again, I'm not just telling you. I'm showing you, right? So I did it. I lost 60 pounds. Now it is your turn. Click on the link below, sign up, take back your health with Dr. Lucas and me for a live Q&A on July the 19th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Gang, seating is limited. Webinar software has a limit on webinar participants, so don't wait, okay? You don't want to miss this one. Click on the link below right now. Sign up for what promises to be an hour that really, really will change your life. It changed mine. Dr. Ashley, thank you so much for everything you do. It means so
Oh
much.
my
Can't wait
gosh,
to
my
have you back
pleasure.
again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And congratulations, Dr. Turley. I'm
No,
excited for you. I'm
thank you
proud of
so
you.
much. Good. All right. I get an A.
You do. A plus.
A plus. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.